What's up, guys? Simply Coco here, and welcome back to another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will always respond to your comments. So today is part 3 of my mini-series, the New Leaf apartment homes, and I'm creating the very first family that's moving in. So I'm doing a speed cast creation of them. This is Stephanie Anderson. This is actually going to be a lesbian couple, and I apologize now. The cast section of this video is very sped up very quickly, just so I can get to the furnishing of the apartment and you not be bored. But this is Stephanie Anderson. She's definitely the more dominant of the two girls. She is in the politician career. So if you saw me give her like a little pantsuit outfit, that's why. She is currently, I think I promoted her up to I promoted her up to a community leader, I think it's called. It's something with dealing with the community. But I imagine she's like on track to be like on the city council, or maybe she's on track to be the next mayor of San Myshuno or something along those lines. Maybe she has a giant aspiration of being president. I don't know, but she's a politician. Yeah, so I gave her the aspiration of just wanting to be a friend of the world. I made her a perfectionist. Something else. I missed it. But now I'm on to Pia Anderson, which is her wife. Pia is of the like Indian descent, like Indian Asian, not Native American Indian, but India as in the Asian country. So wears a whole lot of bright colors. This outfit that I have on her right here is probably my favorite. Her aspiration is just to be a nerd brain. She's a genius, a bookworm, and she's self-assured. I didn't try to, I wasn't going for like a typical, I wasn't going for a stereotype, so I don't want anyone to think that. For her character, I imagined her being a smart sim, because I want her to be a lawyer. So I did put her in the law career, but she's not quite a lawyer yet. I only promoted her up to, it's a secretary of some sort. I forget what it's called. It's like she's a secretary in a law firm, basically. She's not there. It's some type of secretary is what it's called in the game. What I promoted her up to in the law in the law career, but she's not quite there yet, but she's almost there. So yeah, I just imagined her being a really smart sim who reads a lot, is always studying up on, new laws and stuff. Maybe she's a secretary because she's still in school or something, still trying to get her law degree and, pass all her tests that she needs to pass in order to actually start, taking on cases and being a real lawyer. So Pia is definitely the more girly girl of the two. You'll see when I get to their apartment that it's very colorful, and I imagined it would be because Pia did most of the decorating and Stephanie just kind of let her take it, let her have it. Not really inspired by anyone. Stephanie is probably inspired by Stephanie from the Fosters. They don't have the same traits or anything, but yeah, really just the name. But as you can see, now I am doing the what is it called? I'm now furnishing the apartment. So I'm sorry I missed what Stephanie's traits are. But yeah, she wanted to be a friend of the world. I made her a perfectionist. I made her good. I do remember that. I made her a good sim. She's a perfectionist. And one other thing, but I don't 100% remember. if I was doing this as like a let's build thing where I was doing it live, not live, but like if I was doing it in real time, I could, you know, go in and tell you, but I'll put it in the description of the video or something, or when I download the families to the gallery, you'll see it in there. But yeah, so now I'm on the interior. So I am going to do all the interiors fairly similar, but different enough to where I will still have separate videos, because I imagine that, you know, when you're in an apartment, everything looks the same, except for there's different floor plans, but everything looks the same. Every apartment has the same cabinets. Every apartment has the same appliances, like everything's the same. You know, you might find some apartment complexes where, you know, certain units are renovated and others aren't. So maybe I can do that in this complex. But I mean, I imagine this would be a new complex, you know, altogether. So it wouldn't really make sense for some apartments to be renovated and some not be, because the whole complex is new. So I think what I'm gonna do instead, because the person that I'm going to be moving in tomorrow, he's gonna have a darker personality, but I'll get to that tomorrow. So I kind of want him to have like a lot of just dark tones. So I might just go with the storyline of maybe he painted his walls or something like that. And what I also thought about, I was looking at a few reference photos before I started furnishing, just to kind of see what kind of kitchen cabinets to use with this kind of color of flooring. And there was some where they had black flooring. So I thought, well, if I want to change it up a little, I could do it to where some of these apartments do have black flooring. And maybe they're just a little more expensive than the ones with like the natural repurposed wood or whatever. But yeah, so in this home, I really went for a bohemian, Indian type vibe. So a lot of things have patterns. It's very bright and colorful. Like I said, it's very influenced by Pia's culture and just her personality. Pia's personality really pops through in this apartment more so than Stephanie's, but I do put some pieces around that signify Stephanie's, not Stephanie's personality, but Stephanie's job mostly, and stuff like that. But yeah, so very bohemian, very colorful, a lot of plants. And there's that like eco trash can, I guess you would call it. It's the trash can in the game that you can drag the plates. Like if they eat and they leave their plate out, you can drag a plate into there. And like every time they throw something away, they get like 60 simoleons. So that's gonna be awesome. I don't know. There's not really anything equivalent to that in real life. When I was younger, I would go to like my Nana's house, and she's not really, sorry, she's my Nana, but not by blood. My mom actually hired her as just my babysitter when I was younger, but she just became, her and her entire family became like my second home. So when I was younger, I would go over there, and they used to collect Coke cans, like, you know, like a aluminum Coke can. They would collect those, and then they would send them off to some company or whatever, and they would get money for it. And that is like, and I don't even think they do that anymore. I'm saying just like anybody in life. I don't think you can do that anymore. I'm not sure, but I imagine it's something like that. Like if you recycle in this trash can, the company sends you money or something like that. The company sends you $60 every time you do it. So everyone in this apartment complex is going to be pretty well off. Like, as I said, Stephanie's a politician and Pia's going to be a lawyer. The only thing, the very last family I'm going to move in, it's going to be a threesome family. I'll tell you about that when I get to them, but they're going to struggle just a little bit, just because they have a kid. They have a 2-bedroom apartment, so it's a little more expensive. Stuff like that, But back to this build. So, now I am doing their bedroom. Again, very heavily inspired by Indian culture. Very colorful, like Pia would have wanted it. Stephanie doesn't care. I would say Stephanie she really doesn't like that it's so bright and colorful, but she just loves Pia and wants Pia to be happy, so she just doesn't care. Stephanie just buys all the stuff and and just deals with it. She doesn't really care. I imagine Stephanie isn't home a lot anyway, just because of work, and I feel like it'll be like that for Pia too once she actually becomes a lawyer. But now I've moved on to the bathroom. So this is probably the only bathroom you'll see me furnish throughout this throughout the rest of the miniseries, because every bathroom I'm pretty sure I'm going to make the same. The only thing personality wise that I put in here, I put a rug, and then I do put a flower rug in here, and then I put the toothbrushes and the soap dispenser on the sink, but that's really it. And then I put a towel rack on the wall, but there's really nothing else in the bathroom that gives personality. I do put the washer and dryer in the bathroom though, because a lot of apartments nowadays, newer apartments, come with washer and dryer in them, not just like washer and dryer connections, but they come with the washer and dryer. They like apartments in real life that come with a washer and dryer, they tend to be like in a little separate, like small, like room. Like it's just like it's usually in the kitchen, really. It's like you'll have like the pantry on one side, then on the other side it's like a little cubby that the washer and dryer sit in. But obviously I couldn't really do that in this case. I was thinking about maybe putting them where that window is, but then the window couldn't be there. The small window that's in the kitchen, but I figured, the bathroom was big enough, so why not put it in the bathroom? Now I'm just putting all of their things everywhere. So that's why that dresser is full of fingernail polish and body sprays and perfume and everything else. Those jars on top of the refrigerator, they are floating. I need to go and download the OMSP shelf, but I just left them floating for now because I didn't want to go out of the game. I didn't want to exit the game, download the OSMP shelf and restart the game, and I didn't feel like doing all that. But before I upload it to the gallery, I will fix that or anything else that's floating. I think I was about to say something else, but I don't remember because I moved on to the floating jars. But now I've moved on to the balcony. This apartment and the apartment underneath it have giant wraparound balconies, and it's probably not realistic at all. But I mean, it worked, I guess. I don't know how I'm gonna fill the balcony under theirs. We'll see. Because there's only so much stuff you can put out on a balcony, and I don't want every balcony to look the same. But I do end up really liking what I did with this one. I ended up going with this like turquoise blue color scheme, and I really utilized the backyard pack and the perfect patio pack. Right now I'm just popping some flowers around. And then I come up with this idea to put a bar table out here. It's the bar table that comes with University. I do that because I imagine these girls would really like to entertain people. Like, they'd really like to have parties. They'd like to have their friends over. Maybe they're really good friends with someone that lives in the apartment complex and they're always over or visiting, or they're always hosting something. So I figured having a more substantial seating area that's actually a table that they can sit at and eat would be a good thing for their balcony. Then over here I just put 2 yoga mats, and then while looking at the yoga mats, I came across a treadmill. So I was like, why not put a treadmill? I figured they'd be into, you know, staying fit and stuff. And then just kind of finished it off with those twinkly lights. And as you can see, the screenshots are rolling, and I will see you all tomorrow for the next part. Bye.